Welcome to The Explainer. We're all about breaking down big ideas, and today we're diving into a learning revolution that's built on one powerful concept: thinking small to learn big. But let's kick things off with something I know we've all felt. You spend hours, maybe even days, learning a new skill or cramming for a big presentation, only to have all that crucial info just vanish from your memory a few days later. So frustrating, right? Why does that happen? Well, it turns out it's not just you. It's actually how our brains are wired. There's real science behind why we forget, and understanding that is the absolute first step to learning smarter, not just harder. Okay, take a look at this graph. It's called the forgetting curve, and it's pretty brutal. Right after you learn something, boom, you're at 100% recall. But check out that dramatic drop. After just one day, we can forget over 2/3 of it. It's a really stark reminder of just how fast information can fade away. And this really gets to the core of the issue. Our brains, they just aren't built to have massive amounts of information dumped on them all at once. So a lot of traditional long-form learning methods, well, they're working directly against our own biology. But what if? What if there was a way to work with our brain's natural design instead of fighting it? What if we could actually beat that forgetting curve? Well, the solution starts with a surprisingly simple idea. And that brings us to microlearning. The whole concept is right there in the name. It's all about learning in small, super focused, manageable bursts. It's a really powerful approach that gives you exactly what you need right when you need it. I love how learning expert Josh Bersin puts it. It's all about efficiency. It's not about dumbing down complex topics. It's about breaking them down to solve an immediate problem or answer one specific question. And Donald H. Taylor here highlights the other half of the magic. See, it's not just about those short bursts. It's about repeating them over time. That repetition is what really builds long-term understanding and helps us fight back against that forgetting curve. You've probably heard this idea called a bunch of different things. Bite-sized learning, content snacks, info chunks, whatever you call it, the principle is exactly the same: making learning digestible, accessible, and honestly, a lot less scary. So, why is this method so darn effective? The benefits aren't just theoretical, they're real, and they're backed by some solid research. Let's break down why this works so well. For starters, microlearning keeps us way more engaged because it's short and gets right to the point. It fits perfectly into our crazy schedules, learning on your commute or while waiting for coffee. It also gives you these quick wins, that little sense of accomplishment that keeps you motivated to come back for more. And hey, it's not just a hunch. Studies in higher education totally back this up. When schools implement microlearning, students report being more satisfied, more motivated, and more confident, and that leads to genuinely better learning outcomes. Now, when we dig into what makes microlearning really successful, 3 things pop out. First, it has to be engaging, and this is where AI is becoming a huge help, allowing creators to generate interactive quizzes and scenarios super easily. Second, it has to be designed for retention. And third, visuals, especially video, are an absolute game changer for making complex ideas stick. This all might sound a little abstract, but I promise you, you've almost certainly been using microlearning for years, probably without even realizing it. It is literally all around us. It just comes in so many different shapes and sizes. That short explainer video you watched on YouTube? Yep, that's microlearning. That cool infographic that broke down a ton of data? That quick quiz on your phone? The podcast you listen to, all of it all fits the bill. I mean, think about an app like Duolingo. It's brilliant, not just because the lessons are 5 minutes long, but because it combines those short bursts with instant feedback, fun stuff like points and streaks, and repetition. Those are all core microlearning principles. Same thing with a great TEDx talk. It can totally shift your perspective on a massive topic in less than 18 minutes. And this just goes to show how widespread this whole idea has become. Educational giants like Khan Academy build their entire platform on short, focused videos. Even social media like X, with its character limits, basically forces us to communicate and learn in these tiny little microbursts. Okay, so it sounds amazing, right? But as powerful as microlearning is, it's not some kind of magic bullet for every single learning situation. To get the full picture, we've also got to look at some of the real-world challenges. For anyone creating this content, the real challenge is actually doing it. Building and managing a huge library of these little lessons is a massive undertaking. You have to keep the design consistent, the info up to date, and make it accessible. But This is where new AI tools are really starting to change the game, helping summarize long content into those bite-sized pieces, or even analyzing data to suggest improvement. At the end of the day, microlearning offers this really compelling, brain-friendly solution for learning in our super fast-paced, information-packed world. It meets us right where we are. Which leaves us with one last thing to think about. In a world that never, ever stops moving, maybe the most effective way to learn is just one small, focused step at a time.